How's she going, folks? It is your beautiful, beautiful, beautiful host, John Mosier.
And Levitron Levi Nordstrom, folks.
Nobody likes that anyway.
It has been a minute since we personally have made a podcast. You know, we posted a couple in advance, or we created a couple, and then we posted them recently. So not going to lie, you know, it's been a minute, but, you know, we should have a fun, maybe a couple minutes. We should have a fun podcast in store today, mostly talking about school, football, and a fun question that I'm going to say right now. We're going to talk about it later. Just a little preview. What's in the classic Midwestern home? Like what is like staples in the classic Midwestern home? But let's first talk about some stuff. You know, we got with school, football. We got to pop a top here, folks.
Sorry, I was fiending.
Fiend.
Damn.
Jeez. John cut his nails too short.
Took some strength to get that one open. But let's give her a quick sip.
Oh my gosh, that is cold.
Oh my God, that is so cold. That's got to be a Busch Latte.
John, what do you got today?
I have the Sparkling Kiwi Guava Celsius in my hand of choice.
I'm going classic Mountain Dew Zero. Very solid options here today. You know what? Let's give a rating out of 100, 2 decimal places, of course. You know, I like the specifics. I like the details here. What do you think of John Moser?
I'm thinking like a solid 81.25.
Wow. Not 2.6 though. 0.25.
2.5.
Okay.
At the highest. You know, it's still enough for it to round up, but, you know, it's on the lower end.
I'm thinking 87.38. 0.38.
I'm going to have to disagree with you. That's easily in like a 87.4. Like, flat.
Okay. Nah, but, I mean, talk about crispness in the Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. All right, enough yapping. So, John, you know, it's been a while since we made a podcast. How's school been going? You know, you were talking about, you know, you were kind of cooked earlier today, but, you know, how's school been just going?
I am so cooked. Not as bad, though, as I thought it would be. I think anatomy, I did really good on that test, and I'm going to be honest, I probably worried a little bit too much about that test. I feel like I absolutely bombed the AP micro test, but we'll see. And then for AP Gov, that's coming up here, and I really just don't have any idea what that could be. That could either be easy, or it could show us what war is like.
What nightmares
are
made of. Yeah, I'd say so far, just going through my class list, it's been pretty light to start the year over. AP Gov is coming up here, that first test. So.
Isn't AP Gov your only AP class of the year?
No, I have Exploring Business Software next semester, but pretty easy.
Oh, yeah, that one's so easy. You literally just learn how to use Microsoft, Word, PowerPoint, and Access.
Don't even get started. Okay. Very tough class.
It was actually a pretty fun class. Like, I enjoyed it. Helped me actually make better presentations.
Yeah, so when it comes to my class schedule, I got AP Gov. That's probably my only tough class. Math in action. You know, I'm much smarter. I get the test done right away. I don't
Levi
really know
goes from pre-calc all the way to math in action, which is basically, for normal people, supposed to be the option after Algebra 2 if you're just stupid.
I just decided to take a math class. I didn't want to like a break in math. Math is like my favorite subject for like the core subject. So I'd rather just keep taking a math class. And it's more like real life stuff at least. And I didn't want to take calc or college algebra or AP stats. Just doesn't really seem like something I'd be interested in. Plus you can't do dual credit for any of those. So I didn't really want to take an AP test my senior year.
Wait, you can't? I thought you could for at least calculus.
No.
Oh, dang.
I thought you could as well, and then I guess you can't, so I just panicked. And
well, then I'm lucky I just didn't take it. Then I just didn't take it because I didn't feel like it. But, yeah, no, I cannot imagine what an AP math test would look like. Like, actually having to sit down for, 3 hours and do, that would be way too much. Way too much. I'd rather just take the class if I needed to in college than at that point.
Yeah. English, I have after that. English has been tough this year.
Yeah,
it's been a tough
like
year,
just
man.
out of nowhere. English 2 and 3 with Mr. Johnson, who was the GOAT. I'm gonna be honest. This is my average English 3 experience. I would go into the class, and I'd be on my phone for the whole period. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it was so easy, and then all of a sudden, English 4, we got like, I feel like we've already done like 4 scrimmages at this point. We're gonna be doing like 4 games coming up here. It's like crazy.
It's insane. Like, she tells us the upcoming schedule, and it's just nonstop action for 2 weeks and like straight. And we had that book, and there was a chapter due every night. Every single night there was a new chapter due. It was crazy. Like,
I know
the amount they expected out of us. I mean, talk about flying through a book.
I know Johnson would give us like freaking like what felt like a week to do like 1 chapter. Like what happened? What makes English 4 just that much different? Is it because they're all like I hate to be this way, but is it because they're all like middle-aged ladies? Like they're just Johnson was probably my chillest teacher I've had like by far, and I just don't give him enough credit. Like now after being in English 4 for just a little bit, I realize Johnson was the GOAT.
Yeah.
And I still actually talk with him. He asked us how our broadcasts are doing, and he's like, he tuned in and he said sounding good.
Yeah. I think we'll get to that in a little bit. I was about to start yapping here.
No, I'm actually like, English is like actually annoys the living crap out of me right now. So I got to get this energy out.
Sean's got to rant a little bit, you know? Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of my teacher, to be honest. I mean,
who do you have?
Hatton.
Oh, we had her sub for 1 period. All of my group mates agreed she was the worst by far.
like, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. She's just not my type of teacher, I guess. Like, the way she teaches is something that, I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of. I feel like I prefer...
she floats around a little too much, at least what I notice, and she's like constantly peering over your shoulder is what it feels like.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the class.
At least
it's a lot
Wither Hall.
of busy work and keeps us busy every day.
Wither Hall is actually, obviously we have the same busy work because I mean they all kind of do the same lesson plan, but overall I feel like she's a lot nicer of a teacher.
And then we've lunched together. Lunch has been decent this year. I mean, except for the PB&Js. I mean, we have a conversation about that. I mean, PB&Js have been off, but that's a conversation for another day. Living on your own is my next class. I'm not gonna lie. People think it's a super easy class, whatever. It's fairly easy, but there is homework. But I just feel like I'm actually like legit learning some stuff.
Levi might be living on his own.
I might be living on my own next year. I mean, no, we've now had 2 guest speakers, and it's only been like what, a month into school year. So I think it's kind of cool, like guest speaker for like for like the National Guard. For the National Guard. That's something I'm interested in, but it was kind of cool just to see like what it's like, and we had NDSU counselor and kind of like the career like the NDSU admissions guy there, which was fun to talk to, and I asked a couple questions to him.
Oh, did you ask him about what is the best dorm?
I said, what are the dorms like? And he kind of just explained how there's 2 different dorms. We have like your classic style and the suite style, basically, is kind of what he was talking about. And he told like a story and how he was showing a tour of Churchill, the basement. Apparently like the parents and the kid were on this tour.
Yep.
And there's like some like frat boys there, I guess.
Oh boy.
And they were like in their towels. You know what I mean? Like they just got out of the shower. It was like whatever the NDSU guy's last name is. I can't quite remember. It's kind of like a unique one. It's like, hey man, like.
Well, they did say even in the thing they said, Churchill, you become part of a brotherhood.
Yeah, definitely interesting. Yeah, pretty interesting experience, and it was fun to just kind of hear more personal experience and kind of you get it inside, because we have all these questions and we're asking people like certain questions, or I'm asking my sister. She doesn't go to NDSU, but she has college experience, obviously. But now we're actually kind of like have an inside person you ask questions to, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, me and Levi are going to try to snag some sweets.
Yeah. We're trying to get
some sweet treats.
We're trying to get into Cater Hall, if you guys were wondering.
Mm-hmm. Holla at you, boy.
Yeah. Then I have psychology, which is kind of it messes with the mind a little bit.
It's an overthinking class.
Yeah. Forensics is kind of just you look at evidence and you examine it and stuff. It's kind of interesting, but kind of gets a little boring at some points, not going to lie. But yeah, that's kind of what my school year's looking like. Well, first semester at least, and it's all pretty easy.
Yep. Well, Levi, I think it's time we let them know about how Davies has been doing so far in the footballing.
The footballing, don't even be started with the
in
footballing.
the footballing.
So, if you guys don't know, John and I are the commentators for Davies Live Network.
Yep. Student-led sports streaming program of our school.
And I'm the play-by-play. John's a color commentator.
Yep,
So
I talk about colors.
John likes to dig deep into the color wheel.
So see, this play just really reminds me of
Magenta.
maroon, actually, and how like it flows on the riverbed of North Africa.
Wow. North, South, East, West Africa.
No, but definitely check it out. Link will be in the description to Davies Live Network. I'll just put one of our games there. See how me and Levi just chew it up. Okay.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to link the first game because the second game we had a little oopsie poopsie, a.k.a. all of our people came in late, so then I had to play cleanup crew.
So, essentially, with the second game, we've only had 2 games broadcasted. Davies has played 3 games, and they're on their 4th game tonight against Mandan.
At Mandan.
And first game went solid. Say, just kind of getting back into
solid first game.
Second game was tougher because the camera people didn't show up until
like
a little after the game started.
Like
one was
minute,
there
like a minute or two.
One got there the national anthem.
Yep.
Which was a rookie. Like, he didn't know what they're doing. They're kind of confused.
Yeah, like oh.
And then 2 more people showed up literally like during the first drive of the game. And John had to like stop, and I was literally doing play-by-play and color at the same time for a little bit there. And
Levi was also doing the classic, like he was looking at me and like,
well, because I was like, what is going on? Let's get moving here. And it was just ridiculous that like you sign up to do the camera stuff because it's like you sign up because it's like in a class, right?
You sign up to basically either get volunteer hours if you're not getting paid, or getting paid like an actual job would. And guess what? If I was the boss, if you show up late, you don't get paid, you don't get paid, and you don't get paid.
Yeah. So it was just ridiculous. I mean, show up there at least 5 minutes before the game starts.
Yeah, even if you just a little bit early.
Just a little bit before the national anthem would be perfect, just so you're set up and ready to go.
Yeah, that way I can kick you up into the bungalow.
Yeah. But Davies has been playing really well. 3-0, number 1 in AAA right now, which is really cool. Just to see the boys succeed out there.
It'd be nice for senior year for once we actually win.
That'd be crazy.
That
would
be
get a
perfect.
ring.
Yep.
I'd be on the team.
Levi would technically be on the team, so he would get the ring of I was injured the whole year, but hey.
Ring of honor.
We stuck it out. We stuck it out.
Yeah.
We thugged it out.
So Davies is playing really well. They run the classic full house offense, folks. It's kind of what there's many type of ways to call it.
It's like the TV show.
Wing tee is the tight tee is the actual proper way to call it. But some people call it the full house. It just kind of depends on who your coach is, essentially. And that offense, we run the ball. We run the ball again. And John, what do we do after that?
I think it involves running the ball again.
Yeah, we run the ball again.
With the occasional really muffed pass play.
20%.
Muse has a 20% completion.
That's besides, but we just run the ball right after.
It doesn't matter. Incomplete pass, run it again, get the first down.
So, yeah, it gets a little tough for commentating because, the whole thing about a tight T offense is it's trying to be misdirectional for the defense, so you can't really predict where the ball is going, and that kind of causes confusion.
It works really well.
And it works, especially because Davies is the only team that runs it anywhere close to here in like AAA, AA.
Yep.
And it's just not something you see. You don't see it in the
It is
NFL.
It's an old
see it in
style.
College for the most
very,
part.
very old style football.
And yeah, I think that's part of the uniqueness. It's hard to like study and prepare for.
Does that mean that Wormeyer's unk?
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, playing really well right now. Quarterbacks, I think we actually are going to be rotating again this week, which is kind of crazy in my opinion. However, it's not like the quarterbacks really showed anything to prove that they should start. Either one of them.
Well, yeah, they haven't shown that, and also in this
simulator.
Yeah, it's just handoff simulator. So like they're not really doing anything that normal quarterbacks would do. I mean, the only thing I could see maybe is for the leadership aspect, like actually having like someone to lead the team. But you know,
whoever makes
at this point, I feel like it's just Wermeyer, Malachi Wermeyer, because I feel like he runs and then he runs some more.
Yeah, Malachi Warnmeyer, number 7 for Davies. He's their fullback, so he's the
running
running
back
back in the
middle.
middle.
The stats today, besides passing, which is pretty obvious, rushing, Malachi Wermeyer.
Receiving,
Malachi Wermeyer.
Defense for tackling,
Malachi Wermeyer with 28 tackles. Like, actually crazy.
He is leading the team in all 3 of those categories, which is really cool, because he's a senior leader out there.
Coach is right.
He's a captain for us. And he's good. You know, he's good at football. He's just our best player.
He's got to be like scouted for some place at this point.
I think it's probably UND, kind of.
Probably local. Let's be honest here.
Pretty close. But Jen, if you want to find those stats, you can while I keep rambling. Yeah, Davies undefeated playing Mandan. Going to be a tough game, I would say. Colin Williams coming off of a big game. Should be pretty interesting. He had 2 touchdowns last game against Minot, and we had it was a 17-10 winning over Minot. However, we had some issues, folks, all right, in terms of deciding what to do. It was 17-3 in the fourth quarter. Yes, there was about 6 to 8 minutes left. 4th and 2 at about the 10-15 yard line. You have a kicker you can trust. Colby Nelson, he's a sophomore, very good kicker that we talk about a ton.
Very solid kicker.
Who can make it from 40. He could make it maybe from 45 if he has the wind with him. But even opportunity to go up by 3 scores. If you go up 20-3, that's 17 points. Probably putting the game away. They decide to go for it, don't get it. Minot then scores a touchdown. Then it's 17-10. Same scenario, 4th down and like 1 or 2, go for it, doesn't get it. Could have kicked the field goal, could have put the game away, and did not. Then it gave Minot a chance right at the ending, Hail Mary, and it was intercepted. But, I mean, those are the things that can happen. Those are the things that they're really not on the players. You know, yes, you could have gotten that 4th down conversion. However, that's kind of a coaching thing. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to, like, just put the pride aside. You know what I mean? Of course, you want to put the game away, score this touchdown, but you know what? Field goals also count for points. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
I'm not saying he's a bad coach because he's clearly doing a great job. It's just in terms of figuring out like what to do with, you know, with the ball and 4th down. It's very important to just use the statistics. If you're up by 3 scores with 6 minutes left in the game, chances are you're gonna win. You know, so why risk it? Just kick the field goal. And yes, he's a high school kicker, but he can make extra points. And roughly from where they were at, it was about an extra point distance, maybe maybe 5 yards longer, but he always hits it over the uprights.
Yeah, no, he's made all his extra point attempts, and he is 1 of 2 for field goals. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna just count that as he's hit all his field goals because the one was a muff snap, so it's not really on him.
So, he did miss one last game, I guess, but that was like 45 yards out. Yeah, like you can't really expect much from a sophomore kicker.
I was about to say
that was like in the second quarter or something.
Yeah, because I was checking the earlier stuff.
I don't think the muff one actually counted against his stats. I don't think they put it on there because then it counts as like you're going for it. That makes sense because he didn't actually kick the ball when it was muffed. I don't believe. No, he didn't kick the ball. They kind of just went on top of it, from what I remember.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Did take pictures of the football team. That was actually super funny.
Yeah.
The first group that came in was Malachi, Carter, Meese, some of those guys. And then the second group was Riley, Muse, and a couple others too as well. It was super funny. Freaking Carter, Malachi, and them hit the 5 big boom stands.
Wow, that's electric.
And I have to show you the photos, but they did the in the later group they did the like one was on a chair and one was standing behind them with their hands on their shoulders.
Yeah, the Step Brothers.
The Step Brothers picture.
That's pretty funny.
I'll show you guys a couple of them in the video too as well, but show Levi one like right now because this one's my favorite one by far.
So yeah, it's Xavier Muse and Colton Tesh doing the Step Brothers, and it is a goofy picture, folks.
It is fantastic.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, and there's also there's so many good ones. I'm just gonna put up a whole bunch.
Yeah, but now it's enough talking about Davies. Now let's go to the college ranks. We're gonna keep working our way up here. NDSU.
Boo, boo.
Okay. Game tomorrow at 1, home game against Towson. We're going to win, I'd hope. Except for Towson's a decent team. I mean,
well, we said that last time, and, we still ended up winning, but we saw what happened.
So, to put into picture, if you guys aren't familiar with, NDSU football, in recent memory, we're dominant. We've won most of the championships within the last, 10, 11 years. In this year, honestly, we haven't won the last 2 years. I think this year could be the year where we get back on top of new head coach. And I feel like there's a lot of bias and pride back in terms of I think people are playing tougher, more confident. And they just I feel like they are the top dogs in terms of their mentality. But then they go into, what was it? ETSU, Eastern Tennessee State. And they're expected to win by 27.5. So that's the point spread. So roughly a 28-point victory. So that's 4 scores, 4 touchdowns. And the game was close the whole game. And right up until the ending, I'm not even going to lie to you, I was watching the whole game up until in the middle of the fourth quarter, roughly. And we're down by, oh my gosh, 2 scores.
Yep.
And
I was at work,
4th and goal.
So I never get to catch these games because I'm always working Saturday.
It was 4th and goal. And the Bison go for it, of course. And, throw it to the end zone, incomplete. I was like, okay, whatever. This game is over. 2 scores. ETSU football with 6 minutes left, 5 minutes left, roughly. And ETSU ended up punting. It was a 3-and-out. NDSU actually muffed the punt, however, they got back on top of it, luckily. And I actually I heard that. I was downstairs watching something else, but I heard that upstairs. My dad was still playing the game. And I was like, oh, yeah, of course. They just have zero, momentum at all. And all of a sudden, it was I heard it was a 4th and 10, and they managed to convert it. Tons of crazy things happened in a row. Got all the way to the red zone, scored a touchdown. They go for the onside kick. They get the onside kick for the first time since 2005. First time they've gotten an onside kick since I was born. Before I was born is the last time they got an onside kick. That's such a crazy thought. They go down the field, score another touchdown, and go for the 2-point conversion. That puts them up by, I think, 3, and they ended up winning the game off of an interception. But we were not supposed to win that game. We didn't deserve to win that game.
Yeah, I know,
that
right?
Was a horrible performance by the defense. Offense, I honestly think they played decent. I mean, they could have played better. The run game was still a little weak. Still looking for that to improve. But, man, we should not have won that game, and I hope that wakes us up. Maybe we had a little too much ego going into it. We thought we were going to destroy them.
Get a little too ego.
Maybe the little jet lag got them. But something clearly happened, and hopefully we can bounce back against Towson in a dominant victory.
And now we get to talk about your Minnesota Vikings.
All right.
What a whirlwind it has been for the Vikings. A lot of injuries, but then also showing up some definitely players out of nowhere.
Sam
Darnold
slicing
statue
up
coming up.
the defense Darnold.
Coming up near you.
And he is a baller, folks.
Shot caller, though?
No.
Oh.
Just kidding. So Sam Darnold, if you guys didn't know, quarterback in college, used to play at USC, Southern California. He was the 3rd pick in the draft to the New York Jets. Played there for a few seasons. Never worked out. I mean, he was in a horrible situation. Can't expect a lot. It's kind of like Bryce Young. He was just benched, actually.
Wow, that's actually... Geez.
So Sam Darnold struggled with the Jets, claimed that he was seeing ghosts on the field. And it was so bad. Like, he was horrible with the Jets. Lost all of his confidence. Goes to the Panthers for a year and plays a little bit. Plays decent, honestly. I mean, given the situation once again. But not good enough to keep a starting job. And then goes to the 49ers for 1 year. He kind of learns behind Brock Purdy and from Kyle Shanahan, which is, oh my gosh, if he could have just got drafted by the 49ers originally and just learned from Kyle Shanahan, super beneficial. And you can see it. Like, he's so much better than what he used to be. And under the Kevin O'Connell system with good weapons, and even without good weapons, he's been playing well. I mean, towards the end of that 49ers game, which we ended up winning, we're undefeated right now, 2-0. He looked very good with guys like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson not playing in the fourth quarter.
All done, all gone.
So Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson didn't play all game because of injuries. Justin Jefferson gets injured in the third quarter, doesn't play all fourth quarter. And Darnold manages to drive us all the way downfield to essentially ensure that we win the game. Because we were still winning by a few points, but brings us all the way down the field, capitalizes on the drive, and won us that football game, which is really cool. He's been playing great. He does have 2 interceptions. One of them was a fluke. It was kind of like a tipped pass. That was the first game against the Giants.
Yep.
Against the 49ers, Fred Warner made like a very athletic interception, which, oh my God, he's the best linebacker in the league. So I don't blame it on him necessarily. No other linebacker in the league makes that.
Got to blame it on him.
Blame it.
Yep.
Blame it.
He's trash.
But I think Sam Darnold looks great right now. I think the running game, Aaron Jones had a good game week 1, struggled week 2. Ty Chandler, exact opposite, I'd say. So I think that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have one guy struggling, just lean on the other guy. And I think that's very important because then you at least can roll with a hot hand.
It's the certified Davies football system right there. When one's tired, put in your other one because we have like a depth chart of like 4 running backs.
Yeah, we got like 5 that are really good.
And I think that's just another reason. Like, I think it's like our offense is like handcrafted for this because we have so many running backs.
Yeah.
That just makes it easy.
And just the Vikings in general, like the defense looks unbelievable under Brian Flores. And after the game, Brock Purdy was literally like telling Brian Flores, like, your scheme is crazy, man. Like, he said that, like it makes, I would consider Brock Purdy like an average to slightly above average quarterback. He just happens to be in a great offense, and he's just good at controlling the game.
Yep.
He's doing what he needs to do. He's not doing too much. And it just makes average, slightly above average quarterbacks just look terrible or really struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of very important, especially down the stretch. If we can keep this going in the playoffs, like, this is going to be very, very, very key for us to actually win games. I do think we're going to make the playoffs. I think we're going to be a wild card team. I'm going to predict about. Originally, I had 7 games in my prediction.
Do we go all the way?
I'm predicting 9 to 10
I think that's the real
wins.
question here.
After seeing Sam Darnold play, I'm thinking 9 to 10 wins because I think he's just doing what Kirk Cousins did. He's just managing the offense well.
Yep.
And that's all it really. It's all it's needed. And once we get TJ Hawkinson back, Jordan Addison back, should be really good. Should be solid.
But do we go all the way?
Now we talk about best drinks. What a transition.
Levi doesn't want to jinx it yet.
No, we're not going to go all the way. But we could. I think we can make the playoffs. Maybe win one game. And that's
about what we've tried doing for the last couple of years. Us Vikings fans, we have basically.
You know what? We're going to skip this one.
We have no motivation. Yeah. We've had just year after year of disappointments, and we're sick of it.
It's ridiculous. All right, it's ridiculous.
You want to know what? If we do go all the way, that'd be pretty cool. Even if we fail the Super Bowl,
even if we make it and we lose,
yeah, I
would be a little crushed. But if we made it this year, man, that would be a crazy
imagine next year.
Yeah, there's always next year, man. There's always we'll get them next year.
Wait. We have to go Cowboys fans mentality. It's our year, boys.
Yeah. It's not our year, but we could get. We could maybe win a game in the playoffs.
Maybe. Potentially. Maybe.
Yeah, there's a possibility. Okay. Do we want to talk about best drinks? Or I don't think we should.
I love drinking and I love drinking and driving.
Well, let's go to the classic Midwestern homes. I think we can talk about this for a while.
Let's talk about that. Alrighty. What is in a classic Midwestern home? Levi, I miss the trash can. I'm struggling. I would have to say I'm gonna start us off with a very, very common one. Live, laugh, love.
Oh,
I feel like it's just a guarantee.
Live, laugh, love is like it's a staple.
Yeah,
decoration.
But what if I'm not living, laughing, or loving?
Yeah, but it has to be in there. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean you are living, laughing, or loving, but
hopefully
it just has to be in the
at least meet one of those requirements.
Yeah.
I hope you're living, but who knows?
I don't know, man. All right. One thing actually that is a little creative here. I think just very wooden themed. You know what I mean? Because we got modern. It's a lot of grays.
Levi's going that rustic log cabin vibe.
Very, very like woody. That's what I'm thinking. Like, it's not going to be super modern looking. It's not going to be gray. It's not going to be super like basic white color. You know what I mean? It's going to be pretty just rustic. And when you picture a farm, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
All right. Picture this. It's still in the home technically, but in the garage, a big old pickup truck.
Or a classic car. Like a pickup truck that's like a 1970.
Gotta have that pickup
Or
truck.
maybe like a some sort of classic car that they're rebuilding or something.
Do you know what it's like to drive a Ford F-150? Makes it go and hauls your loads.
Wow.
I mean, put me on the commercial right now.
I'd say in most Midwestern homes, there's going to be some sort of trailer out front in the driveway. There's going to be like a trailer. There's going to be a camper, maybe a boat. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Definitely like a basketball hoop, of course. Got to get the basketball in there.
I'm gonna probably say
some nice looking yards too. Nice looking grass.
Okay. Yep.
That's classic Midwest.
Levi needs to take notes on that because that's one thing that
ours looks okay. Better than some.
You guys just need underground. Quite literally, you just need underground watering. Helps a ton. Too bad your house didn't come with it. That's actually a shocker. I think most of the houses in our area do.
I'd say later on the streets. I think our street really doesn't. But then towards your street and maybe the one behind, I'd say it's pretty good looking grass.
Levi was actually analyzing the grass patterns for our neighborhood.
Exactly. That's all I do, actually. It's my hobby.
What's better, staring at grass or staring at paint?
Grass, for sure.
Actually, I like to mow the lawn.
Stop yapping.
With nose clippers.
Oh, nose clippers, wow.
Yep, nose clippers.
Oh, what else is in a classic Midwestern home? I'm thinking some good plants and flowers, of course.
Actually, while we're at it,
you have your grandma. She's always growing something. You know what I mean? She's always growing something. It might not be legal, but no, I'm just
Yes,
kidding.
she's growing the buds.
Or there's like some sort of garden in the backyard.
Golf clubs for sure.
Of course, but that's kind of everywhere. But there's a lot of retired people playing golf out in the country club.
The country club.
At the club.
Make it
Golf
to
club.
the candy shop. Let you lick the lollipop. Oh, sorry, 50 Cent.
Started yapping. Classic Midwestern home. There's got to be some sort of welcome mat. It says welcome.
I know.
That says welcome.
The welcome mat that says welcome. Shocker there.
Yep. What else, John?
Hold up. All cylinders are firing right now.
Processing.
Stained glass.
Stained glass.
Yes. I feel like whether it be on like an actual window or just some sort of stained glass decoration. I feel like
John's
it's
still thinking
bound to
about
happen.
mowing
or wood
grass.
or like wood and like woodworking stuff. God damn it.
That's not what I was thinking, but yeah, I'd say it's fair. There's always a nice little workshop in the garage. There's you gotta get away from
go
the wife
click on
sometimes.
Dad Mechanic on our page right now to
Yep.
understand what we're talking about.
There's always a little workshop area in the garage that you have your tools. Just posted.
All right. I think we've yapped about enough classic Midwestern homes. And I think we move on to something I actually want to talk about.
Whoa.
And that is,
Our sponsors?
Mahana Fresh. Eat fresh, feel fresh, refresh Mahana Fresh. If you want a quick and easy bowl that tastes good and is healthy, then make your way down to Mahana Fresh, located conveniently across Cheyenne High School. 2 as well, Finley On The Roof. If you're looking for someone to mount your Christmas lights, whether it be a big project or a small project, he has got you covered for a very good price. Just give him a call. Link down in the description. And then
DJ Colter Agencies. Focuses on 5 main points of insurance: home, auto, farm, business, and life. Go to DJ Colter Agencies to get high quality care without any stress.
and maximum performance and
Maximum
fitness.
performance and fitness is our last one,
Which
but
is where
not
we are
least.
conveniently located at. If you're looking for a gym that's going to give you great results, don't have to think much about it.
Yeah, it's definitely the best gym there is. And
Levi's giving me like the moto likes you.
It's very
over here.
It's high quality. What is it? 4.9 star rating.
Yep, and
I
the only 1-star rating is someone saying that the floor looks like a putting green,
You know,
which is very true.
It's a good point. You know, it is a good
But
point.
I don't think it's a
But
1-star.
it's not related to the gym.
I know.
You
I
know,
tried to
it's-
tell Google. I don't know how many times I've tried reporting that comment to get it like removed. And just
We have turf for a reason. So we can do like a lot of athlete groups. We can run and do like a lot of agility stuff. So we have that turf there. And turf, I don't know, it's just kind of it's unique in a way. Like a lot of people have like just like your classic flooring. I don't know what the school one is called, but a lot of that type of stuff. But I think turf is just a little bit more convenient and might have been a little bit like more cost effective.
Yeah.
Is probably my guess.
yeah. And then another thing that I want to talk about real quick is new laptop,
Oh no.
but broken laptop. The display is quite silly. It decides that every now, like just opening and closing the laptop, just actuating the hinge, like what you would expect a normal laptop to do. The display doesn't quite like it, and it flickers. Yeah, I'm just waiting for a new one to come in, and then I'm gonna exchange her out.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Truly
It
unfortunate.
is truly unfortunate, but we're gonna reallocate our resources,
Sue 'em.
and we're gonna get better.
Yeah.
But now I think it is segment time.
Oh yeah, of course it is. I'm gonna go first.
Yep, I see you actually got some pretty decent stuff in here.
So I actually only have. So I'm doing today in history. I got one main thing, and then it's 2 birthdays, which is kind of 2 cool birthdays that I didn't realize were their actual birthdays, because I don't really care about any else's birthdays outside of me and close people. But I'm going to do September 24th. That's when the podcast is being posted. 1869, Black Friday was kind of created. A group of speculators headed by James Fisk and Jay Gould started hoarding gold, which led to high gold prices. The U.S. Treasury, under the orders of President Ulysses S. Grant, sold a large amount of gold, leading to a plummet in gold prices within the span of minutes. So essentially, everything's a lot cheaper.
Basically, they just crashed the market.
Because of
and then we made a holiday out of market crashing prices.
Perfect.
But see, the problem is now that doesn't really happen anymore. The best deals are nothing. Because all brands do now for Black Friday is they artificially raise the price, and then they make it seem like it's a better discount.
Wow.
That's all they do. It's not a better price. Just buy anything throughout the year, people. Black Friday isn't a thing anymore.
And now we got a couple birthdays here. 1896. F. Scott Fitzgerald.
F. Scoot.
F. Scoot Fitzgerald. His birthday, which he's a pretty common, not common, but popular, like, writer.
Yep.
And John Marshall, Chief Justice. 1755. That was a while back. He's gone now, but
no,
he was very, very important in like major court cases back in the day, and it kind of paved the way for us today.
Wow.
Yes, truly inspirational, folks. Who knew this was an inspirational podcast? All right, Johnny.
Alrighty. For subsidized food of the week is going to be crepes.
Whoa. With the accent.
With a little accent to it. You know, I just think that it's truly enjoyable, kind of can be a dessert, but could also be like maybe like a little breakfast item, you know, have a little crepe with your coffee.
Yeah.
You know.
I could see that.
But can't go wrong. Very delicious. Airy. Good.
Delectable.
I feel like when it comes to like bread and stuff like that, just French people love their bread. I feel like everything they make that's special is just involves bread.
Yeah. Shower thought of the week. People say life is short, but it's the longest thing we'll ever experience.
That is true. Unless you die at like 20. Sad thought of the week.
Okay. Such a.
All right.
I thought it would be funny to laugh at death.
That's not very funny.
No, I'm just kidding.
My quote is actually a pretty good one. You know, it's actually not a silly one. It's actually just good. Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Babe Ruth.
Wow. That's kind of.
That's a delicious candy bar.
It's a good one. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's actually a good quote, though, because if you think about it, like striking out in terms of like, could be anything like dream job. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Talking to somebody that you like.
The Talk to a podcast.
Talk to a no free shout out. Yeah, it's a good quote. Good way to end the pod. Well, folks.
And thank you guys for joining in. We're going to get back on track. Our hope is to actually have some guests again coming up here soon.
Definitely have one
very
in the works
soon.
here soon.
At least have one in the works. If not, we might have just some people from school. Not everybody has to be world famous to come on this podcast. So if you're genuinely watching this and you make it this far and you're a viewer, just make a comment down below and we'll probably get you on.
We'll honestly most likely get you on.
Oh, we probably will.
We love guests.
We got another mic, and we've only had one guest use it. So we're trying to get some more use out of it.
Yep.
Thank you again to Ben Woodside for providing that microphone.
Yeah. All right, folks. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Make sure you, of course, keep her between the ditches.
Holla at you, boy.